Hello and welcome to another episode of Express Mobility. Today we have with us Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, who is the president FADA, the automotive retail body which represents the auto retailers across India, across 2, 3, 4 commercial vehicle and passenger vehicle segment. Today we will try and understand from him the first quarter of financial year 2023. How has it gone? How does he view the retail segment? And what are the coming expectations for the coming months? Mr. Gulati, welcome to the show and thank you for accepting the interview.
Thanks.
Sir, to start with, the first quarter gone by, if we look at it year on year, everything is green.
Yeah.
But if we look at the 2019 level, there are still some offshoots, there are recovery still not happening. Can you shed some light on that?
So thanks for having me here. You're right. The comparison, if we do for the last 2 years, would not be the right picture of auto retail, and 2019 would be the best comparative year. No doubt, we had seen some better years in 18, 19 for some products and all together. And if I compare 19, we have seen like passenger vehicle is still growing and at a very good level. Even the tractors are positive, but if I see the two-wheeler, three-wheeler segment, so those are still negative, which is a clear evidence that overall the economy, or you can say the customer sentiment on the ground, is still not back to pre-COVID level. But we are still happy that at least two of the categories are up and going, and the coming months we are hopeful that we will be seeing other category also. Maybe I'm not saying they will become green, but at least reducing the negative percentage it is there.
When I look at the passenger vehicle segment, as you mentioned, it has gone. It is growing on at a robust level.
Yeah.
But if you go a deep dive into the sales, the entry level segment is degrowing, while the premium segment or the premium products they are growing very fast. Do you think they will be able to compensate the growth for the overall segment, the premium products?
So these are two questions put together. So entry level segment is one where the major stress is, and I'll cover this later. But the basic question, the customer's demand or the customer's expectation from the vehicle is changing, and I feel COVID has helped us a lot to improve the customer's expectation, and even the vehicle quality what is being given by manufacturer today has changed a lot. So a segment which was a major segment, which was the entry level segment, which was a below 6-7 lakh vehicle, was actually more than 50-55% pre-COVID. But slowly and steadily we have seen that this segment is going down and it's now hovering around 40% plus. Whereas one major segment has come up, which is a compact SUV segment, which hovers from 8 lakhs to 15 lakhs, which is now more than around 50%. And it's a major jump where we are seeing. So there are a lot of things which have changed. These kind of product are majorly being launched for in the past 3 years. So obviously it has that niche new edge as compared to other products. It has a lot of good features in what we never thought Indian cars would ever get. People used to experience these features in premium products or when they were traveling abroad and seeing those features. But talk of any feature, I feel we have it. A feature which could be available in a 1 crore plus vehicle, you can get it now today at 16 lakh of an Indian manufacturer like XUV 700. So a lot of things have changed. So I am 100% confident that these new models which are coming in compact SUV and SUV segment will surely help the overall passenger vehicle industry to go up, even though the entry level going down. So, and additionally what we are seeing, and we are confident that this financial year would be the best passenger vehicle year ever, and this will all be attributed to these new models what we are launch.
Okay.
And now if I go back to your other question about the entry level, the COVID actually has hit hard at the entry level segment. Similarly, it means that the customer which are there, the rural customer, the semi-urban customer, or the customer who is a job person working around 30 to 50,000 rupees salary, they have been hurt the most because of the COVID, and that is the effect we are seeing because the entry level two-wheelers also are not selling and entry level cars are also not selling. So in cars, the middle segment has actually taken over and the problem is not clear. But in two-wheeler, the premium segment or the middle segment, which we say like 125cc plus, hasn't grown so much that it can cover the degrowth of the entry-level two-wheeler. So the entry-level issue is across segments, not only in car, it is affecting two-wheelers also. But yes, this is the situation today.
Correct. And now, with new norms coming, especially the safety norms and feature, that the government is talking about, and we are talking about Bharat NCAP. A lot many OEMs in the passenger vehicle segment have pulled the plug for their entry level cars. This also translates that, as you mentioned, the rural consumer or the entry level consumer, they will not be able to get much of options in that segment. Do you see that, with all these implications, the initial cost of ownership goes up? So does that mean that, the two-wheeler owner who is looking to upgrade and go to a four-wheel will be, hit the most, and as a result either it translates to more sales in the used car segment, or they continue with the two-wheeler segment?
See, things have changed. Like I said, thinking have changed. COVID has actually changed the mindset of a lot of people. I feel before two-wheeler customer could easily go into an entry-level new segment cars. With the kind of features adding in, safety features adding in, and not only the airbags, if you go through the ABS, the braking system and all those, the tire policy
Rating.
which came in, all those things have increased the cost, which means the acquisition prices have gone up. So now, but actually on the other hand, they still have an option in a used car, and we are clearly seeing the used car sales are going up. So that is one step which it is happening. Normally, it has always been a two-wheeler goes to a used car, tries for an year or two, and then buys a new car. There are customers who go directly also, which obviously with the current scenario will reduce a bit, but overall it will continue like that. So coming to back to this the price improvement or you can say increment because of the features or government, the customers today are clearly opining that they want better features, they want better safety in the car. So if you check on how Indian manufacturers have done lately, Tata and Mahindra, you will find that their products as of now are the most safe product in the market.
Correct.
And they are giving a lot importance to global NCAP, whereas the other OEMs are not giving it. And the kind of focus they have, you can see that there has recently been a comparison of a A-based country, same product, with a B-based country with the same product, and where the norms are tighter, the product has passed on with 4-star, and where the norms was not tighter, it has passed on with the 2-star. Same OEM, same product. It's not the right way of the market. I feel road safety or these fatalities which we are going through, all those accidents, it's a major concern. And the customers are also accepting this. For them also, a price increase of maybe 5 to 10,000 is not such major, which can compare to their safety or their family safety. So it is taking time, because any jump in price does deter the customer who are already in loop. But I feel for an Indian human and the way the roads are, the infrastructure is growing very fast, where people couldn't drive at 60 kilometers. Now they are, a small car is also driving 100 plus. Obviously, if the small car doesn't have that kind of road safety features, ABS, EBD, airbags, it will be more prone to accidents. So I feel that is the important thing, and it should be there.
Correct. And coming to, the COVID situation, COVID, we saw there was dip in
Yeah.
sales and all. There were inventory issues. Right now, with things opening up, demand improving, what is the current inventory level, and are the dealer fraternity comfortable at the level for all segments?
See, it's different for different segment. Passenger vehicle segment, obviously there is no issue, because a lot of models are still on waiting, and most of the fast selling vehicles are not available across the counter. So even if the stock goes up 21 days or 15 days, it's not a matter of concern. Balki we are happy that we have a stock to sell.
Correct.
But as we go towards the two-wheeler segment, there the major stresses, because as you know, the degrowth is major there, and even this festive season, the Navratri and the marriage season which has gone by hadn't given that kind of push what the dealers and the manufacturer planned. So everybody as of now is around 30 days plus inventory on an average. But talk of one OEM and then you go ahead, once you dissect, there are one or two OEMs which are as low as 15 days. There is one OEM which is as high as 45 days. So there is a concern with that OEM dealers also only. But overall, as of today, the inventory level in the auto industry, except for one or two OEMs, is in control, and the dealers are happy with that, and they are working efficiently in that kind of atmosphere.
A quick question, like, last 2 years, what has been the impact of COVID on the dealer fraternity? Has a lot many have lot many dealers closed shop, or like people have been able to manage it in an efficient manner?
See, the dealership fraternity is a very resilient lot, and frankly, not the right way to learn, but COVID actually made us learn the harder way, and we had always thought that this kind of business is an extravaganza type of a thing. We are a 7-star showroom, and we have to provide cafe, coffee day, coffee. Even if the customer is not interested, he just walks in, and we have to support, which is practically not possible in any other business you go. So we have now learned that we have to cut costs to survive in the market. The past 2 years have made us understand, and frankly even our manufacturers also, because a lot of things are pushed by them, so that we could cover up some things. So maybe our intention toward customer centricity is seen, and not a high brand coffee is important. Even a good local made coffee gives the same kind of customer centricity. It's more of a branding and show of what we did always. So we have now become more efficient in working. We have cut cost wherever it was expected. So the showroom area space is reducing. Many manufacturers have come up with a very small setup of showroom of 2000 square feet, which is nearer to the customer, but it is not like Taj Mahal. The manpower requirement which is needed has also come down, so it has become more efficient, more productive. So overall, our costs have come down around 20% plus as pre-COVID level. So obviously now as the sales go up, we will again go up, but it will be pro rata of what sales going up. So, but it has actually made us learn the harder way that how efficient we can, and even at a 20% less cost, we can still do the 100% sales, which would have been difficult if an efficient dealer would have tried pre-COVID.
Correct. So basically, it has helped you cut the fat.
You are right. You are right. Cut the fat, and the problem is not that dealers don't want to cut the fat. The problem is the manufacturers agreed and let us cut the fat because of the COVID.
Correct.
So if it would have been a pre-COVID, and a good dealer would have come down to an OEM and discussed about, like, these are the manpowers which are not required in a system, or these are non-productive manpower which are over employed at my dealership and I want to cut it, they wouldn't have agreed. Correct. But today they are on the same table and they are wanting to help us get it done.
So basically, not many dealerships shut shop because of COVID.
Yeah, no. So there have been a lot of rationalization happening. People have cut down their outlets which were not productive. The dealerships have sizes have gone down. A dealer had maybe 3 dealership code. He has surrendered 1 dealership code and the managing all the setup within 2 dealership code. But saying that some dealership has closed down or business shut down, it didn't happen because of the 2 years of COVID.
Correct. Okay. Coming to the current scenario, what is how do you see the footfalls and the conversion rate?
So if I talk on the car segment, it's really great. The footfalls are increasing again, and obviously this is OEM specific and model specific. So like we had seen some good launches happening. Maruti came up with the Grand Vitara yesterday, so we saw good. Even though the vehicle wasn't in showroom 4 days back,
Correct.
but still the customers were asking. Mahindra launched the Scorpio, and a lot of inquiries have increased. So nowadays, this inquiry or footfall is actually proportional to the new models launched. So everything is positive today. Even if a new product is not launched, but still the old product which are fast selling, we have a good inquiry. And the overall kill ratio or the conversion ratio can't be said, because still everything depends on the production. So if as a dealer is able to get some product vehicle and sell it, his conversion ratio is faster, and if that company is not able to make those product, conversion ratio goes down. But we are still sitting at a very big order book. So all put together, I feel it would be more than around 7.5 to 8 lakh vehicle order book, which would be a bit difficult for all the
Across
OEMs
segment.
to across segment, which would be difficult for all OEMs to cover up in at least 6 months time.
And in one of our recent conversations, you mentioned that there is a lack of interest in the new generation to join the dealer, to continue the dealer business. So is it true that that the what are the reasons that the new generation does not want to continue, and what are the steps as a for dealer body that you are taking to get this new generation to be part of the family business?
And basically, I feel we are to be blamed. We have been in business 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, the current generation or the generation above us also. And normally what has happened, whenever the dinner talks happened, we have never talked about positivity about of this business. And even general, FADA has been active for the past 4 or 5 years, and we have been covering dealers issue, dealers benefit all in media. But if I talk about pre 4 years back, automobile dealerships was just looked as a very glamorous business, and not a very positive thing. It was just glamorous to be in this line, but there were a lot of issues to handle. And even we created those issues, because at the dinner time we used to talk about what was the problem with the customers who came in, or the manufacturer's area manager came in and instructed something which was not to our liking, and we had some bad discussions and all. So what majorly inspired, while the kids were growing, they heard about these things, and they never came to know how we earned so much, and their foreign education, the cars they move in, the house they live in, has also come from the same dealership. We have earned a lot of money which has gone into the family, and that was never discussed, whereas the negativity was discussed, which is a problem.
Correct.
So consciously FAD has come up with a Gen X segment. It's a vertical inside FADA. Any kid who is, the entry age is no limits, but max age is 35 where we enter, and they can join in, and they should be a ward of a dealer member of FADA, so that at least he knows what is happening. Even if he is not interested in dealership, he is welcome to. Even if he is in college today and doesn't know which side to go, he is welcome.
Correct.
So what we are trying to do is tell them that how much negative you have heard for the past 20 years, still this is the business, which is a big business, glamorous it be, a very, very risk-free earning business, and we have a lot of reputation also.
Correct.
And practically even a small car dealer actually gives food to around 1,000 people, because if he keeps around 100-150 people and they have some 5-6 dependent on them, so basically a small car dealer also is supporting 150 families and maybe 700 to 1,000 dependents, depending upon their size. So that's a very important thing what we do. But the next gen norm, with the way last 4-5 years we have seen about startup culture, and they don't go into depth that out of 100 startups, there are only 2 or 3 startups which become unicorn, and 2-3 startups will become profitable. The rest all are burning their father's money.
Correct.
So practically what has happened, they go study further outside, spend some money on that, then take their father's money to start a startup, and then dump that money out, and then come back thinking what to do, should I go to a job or should I join my father's business. Whereas if you would have saved that money, which should be at least in crores, that would have helped to open another new dealership for your own.
Correct.
And in that 4-5 years, you would have been today a successful man. So the kind of atmosphere this Gen X, Gen Y, whatever Gen Z you say, are growing up, I feel we are to be blamed, and FAD is trying to change that. with such kind of interaction, we are trying to tell them that this is a very, very important business. You are important because you are giving livelihood to people, employment to people, and you are able to do something for the nation also. And in doing all this, you are earning also. You are able to wear brands, travel abroad, have such good studies. So this is something which is not there in all kind of business, and the kind of risk free we are, because we are selling a vehicle of some other brand, and that brand works overnight to launch a good product so that it sells. So we are doing trainings, we are here in Bombay. Tomorrow we are doing a SP Gen 1 day training on with Gen X, a small group of 25 kids, where we want to tell them how to handle the market scenarios and all. And as FADA, I have personally taken on me that we will change this thinking mindset of Gen X, that this is not a good business to join in, or I have a better opportunity somewhere, I should join there. So that is what we are doing on it.